Hey guys, and welcome back to the United Star. So, with the Premier League returning, we've decided to give you what we think is going to be how the final table is going to look like at the end of at the end of the league. Who's going to get relegated? Who's going to get top four? How are things going to be? And as you can see on my side, uh, this is how the Premier League table looks right now. It's relatively close when it comes to the top four positions. Leicester, United, and Chelsea are close to one another. Leicester are relatively further ahead with a good point gap between United and Chelsea, but United and Chelsea are neck to neck. So we're gonna see who's gonna qualify for the top four. We're gonna look at relegation because the battle out there is close as well, and mid-table is also just a point or so off. So let's get started. Uh, we, let's start with the relegation. Personally, I believe that Norwich is going to get the first team. So number 20 is going to be Norwich. Number 19 is going to be Aston Villa, and number 18 is going to be Bournemouth. So Norwich are what I think on 21 points already, and they still have games left to City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. So that's a tough phase ahead. Along with this, when we look at Aston Villa, they're definitely fighting to get outside relegation. They have that game in hand. But when you look at the teams they have to play, they still have Sheffield United, who've had an insane season this time. Chelsea, Wolves, Manchester United, Liverpool, and Arsenal. So that's six teams in the seven or eight current of the current Premier League positions. So that makes it a big if for Aston Villa, and I see them getting demoted. So Grealish may be headed to United at a cheaper rate then. Who knows? And the other team I believe that's getting relegated is Bournemouth. Uh, in comparison to the teams above, they have a harder schedule with Wolves, United, Spurs, Leicester, and City. And I just think they won't be able to maintain it. As we've discussed before, this schedule is really hectic, and being able to play three games within a span of 7 to 8 days is going to take a toll on the players. So there's going to be a lot of rotation. So when it comes to the smaller teams, managing the squad and managing rotation is going to be hard. That's why I think uh, that the mid table is going to be very similar to what it is. But let's start with the teams I believe that are going to escape relegation. Uh, I believe the first team is going to be West Ham. So West Ham in 17th. Am I going right? Yeah, West Ham in 17th, Brighton in 16th, and Watford in 15th. So Watford in 15th is a big surprise because honestly, I've picked these positions thinking of the oppositions that they have to play, and with the way Watford started the league, this is a great escape for them that they aren't getting relegated and going down. So that's what I think are the teams who are going to escape relegation. When it comes to mid-table, it's going to be roundabout the same. I'm going to go. We're just going from 14 and above, right? It's going to be Southampton, followed by Newcastle above them, Burnley, Crystal Palace, and then Everton. I think Everton are doing really well with their new manager, and they've really picked up some steam. They were doing well before the break as well. So I'm going to leave them there. The question that boils down to how do I think Arsenal and Spurs are going to do? I think they're going to stay mid-table this season, and my prediction is going to be Spurs above Arsenal. So there goes. Mourinho gets another accomplishment that he could add to his trophy cabinet. How he was successful getting United to second with that team. Maybe he can say he was successful getting Spurs above Arsenal with this team. So that's how the table looks like right now, and now we've come down to the five teams that are battling out for whether they're going to be in the Champions League or whether they're going to be in Europa. So that those five teams are Wolves, Sheffield, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Leicester. Uh, in my opinion, with the this is only because of how hectic this period is going to be. According to me, in seventh position is going to be Sheffield, and in sixth is going to be Wolves. Uh, if this would have been a normal season, Sheffield were having an amazing season, and they could have definitely pushed for a top four position, or even qualified for Europa with the fifth spot. especially if even if we look at the table now, I think United are fifth, but Sheffield have a game in hand, and if they win that, they go above United, and that's the Europa spot for them. And if City get banned, well, then they would have been in the Champions League. But just because of the hectic schedule that is going to be coming, as said before, I don't think that they'll be able to manage after 3 to 4 games, and eventually they're going to slip because injuries are going to come to all the teams with the workload that's going to be applied on the players. I mean, from going to 0 to 100 in a matter of, after 2 months or after two and a half months, it's going to be a toll. So for that reason, I think Sheffield seventh, which is a great season for a team that's just been promoted, with Wolves sixth. Now to the controversial part, right? Leicester, United, and Chelsea. So I'm gonna go Leicester third. They have a good points gap. They aren't in any other competition where they need to fight per se, except for the FA Cup. I think they can hold on to that 5 point and 8 point gap they have between United and Chelsea. It shouldn't be that hard. So Leicester in third. Now who qualifies for the Champions League? The big Tuesday, Wednesday nights that we all hope for. And this is where I am gonna go with. And this isn't because I'm a United fan. This is my basic intuition. I believe that United will qualify fourth, and Chelsea will slip down to fifth. This is because of the midfield that United have now. The amount of depth United have in their midfield with experience, with Rashford coming back in, who's had an amazing season. If I would just like someone to imagine a midfield and front three of the following, which is maybe Fred or McTominay in the holding role, Pogba, Bruno, and Martial up front, Rashford on the left, and maybe Dan James or Greenwood on the right. That's scary, guys. That's really scary. I'm not saying that Chelsea have a bad attack. I just think that the midfield trio and the upfront attack that United have, we could go unbeaten if we don't. Unbeaten before you guys kick me for the remaining 9 games. If we play smartly and we manage our squad correctly in the other competitions as well. So that's about it, guys. Relegation is going to be for me. Relegation is going to be Norwich, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, and the top 4 is going to be City, Leicester, and United, because there's no one who's winning the Premier League this time, right? I mean, we don't know who's ending up first. Is there? Bloody Scousers. Anyways, we'll see you next time. Let us know what you think the Premier League table will look like by the end of August. Yeah, by end of July, August. Like, share, subscribe. Bye bye.